Good morning, Sunday the 10th of January, and hope everyone is well. And what a contrast, what an absolute contrast for yesterday. It's like there's thawed during the night, most of the snow's gone, there's no ice in the Clyde. The path down here is actually more dangerous because the thaw's been on and it's exposed the glass that's underneath it, but huge contrast in 24 hours. And again, I wasn't even going to do a wee live this morning, but you keep me company, and I guess I'm using you as much as you're using me when I'm doing this, because if I'm going to do a live, this is where I've got time, because normal life begins when I go back to the house in the morning. So thinking about contrast a lot, thinking a lot about the conversations that I've been having with people over the last week at least, with a coaching group, with my friends, and I caught up with a good friend of mine on Thursday during the day, I think it was. Gordon and I got to spend a couple of hours together, just, chitter-chattering, putting the worlds to right. And when the two of us almost died back in October when we did a really dangerous hike, we've certainly trauma bonded through that. And morning, Willie, I hope you're well. Morning, everybody. And the conversation that Gordon and I were having was just one of the regular conversations, but we were talking about God and what does God mean. And in the fellowship it's good orderly direction, or indeed group of drunks, but higher power, God. Are you an atheist? Are you an atheist? Does it matter? Does it really matter? Do we have faith? What does faith look like? And that conversation that Gordon and I had is kind of stuck with me this week. Not so cold, Alan, this morning. That's how I started this. What a huge contrast for yesterday, 24 hours, and what a difference 24 hours can make. And I'm jumping about a wee bit because of the way my brain works, but I slipped on the way down here on the ice, and I burst out laughing, and the voice went, 1 minute you're standing up, the next minute you're on your arse. And it's kind of like that life, isn't it? Sometimes you can be doing great and then you wake up and you just feel like absolute poo. And then other days you go to bed feeling like poo and you wake up and you feel as if you've got motivation to go and clean the house or something like that. It's just very contrastal life. So anyway, Gordon and I were talking about God, and he went, what do you think God is? And I went, well, I said, this is God to me. I said, I would be sitting thinking about somebody, and 2 seconds later I got a text message for them. I haven't heard from them for ages, right? And when that happens, there's a space inside me, right? And I don't know how to describe that, whether it's confusion, whether it's disbelief, whether it's a smile inside, whether it's how did that just happen? Like maybe confusion. I don't really know how to describe that feeling, but to me, God is an invisible field that joins us all together at some level. And sometimes I think about it like this as well, like I used to do when we were allowed to, I used to go and do yoga, right? And there were certain poses that I couldn't do that well. I think just because I was not that flexible and I'm like a big, huge guy. And I would wobble quite a bit trying to get into this particular pose. And the instructor would come and just stand beside me. And on the mornings that the instructor would just come and stand beside me, my balance was a whole lot better. Now, they weren't putting their hands on me, they weren't propping me up, they didn't have any invisible threads holding me from the roof. But when I know that I've got somebody that's beside me that could come to my rescue if I needed it, that is going to support me if I need it, that is going to look after me if I fall, it seems to be that I'm more productive. And sometimes, letting away my secrets here, sometimes when I'm wanting to give the house a right clean, or I'm wanting to get rid of a load of stuff to the charity shop, or I'm wanting to get stuff on eBay, or whatever it might be, right? I procrastinate about it. Now, I would phone friend and just say, look, is there any chance that you could come down and just sit in the living room while I go up the stairs and do all of this? And it's not that I need them to be there. It's not that I'm lazy and I need them to lift stuff with me. It's just I've noticed that I'm more productive and I'm more effective when I've got somebody there. So when I feel that I don't have anybody there, or even if there are people there and I feel that I'm not connected to them, I've noticed that I'm less effective. So in order for me to be more effective, I find it helpful to have the knowledge that there's somebody there. And sometimes, through the fellowship, we've got to rely on a higher power. Because sometimes I can't do it on my own. And sometimes I've got to rely on something other than myself to get me through the pain or the suffering or the rumination or the teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work, Stuart. It's so true. Teamwork makes the dream work. Absolutely. Now, this is also one of my belief systems. My belief system is that we are, at our essence, all one. We're all connected, right? I believe that we were one huge shard of a mirror, if you like. We were one complete mirror at one point, and then at the Big Bang, or whatever, that mirror gets shattered, and that mirror is now 7.5 billion shards of mirrors. And we're all reflecting off one another, and we are all connected. And when you think, oh, what's that? What's he babbling on about now, right? But look at Billy Connolly. Look at Kevin Bridges. Look at a fellowship meeting. Look at this. There's folk watching these, right? And folk are relating to them. And it's not that I'm unique. I'm just talking about what I think about. And when you talk about what you think about, other people seem to think the same sort of things. We don't laugh at Billy Connolly's jokes because Billy Connolly's made them up. Billy Connolly's just got this really great ability of being able to translate things that's going on inside his mind, and then really what he's talking about is us, and then we laugh at ourselves and we think that's funny. We're all living the same life. We all get angry at things, we all think things, we all judge things, we all get upset at things, we all cry at things, we all find things difficult from time to time, we all get angry. We've all spoke about other people behind our back. We've all been upset. We've all got issues. We're all struggling. We all don't know what way to turn sometimes, right? We've all got that going on. So, as Stuart said, teamwork makes the dream work. We're all part of a team, but we've seemed to forget that because the ego gets in the way. And it's like, well, I don't want to be part of a team because I want a bigger motor. And it's not like it's communist. It's like, well, I want a bigger motor than what he's got, or I want different things than what they've got, and I want to have this to make me look better than them, or any of the above, right? But in actual fact, see when you start to give what you've got to other people, and share what you've got with other people, the paradox is you actually get more than you get by being singular and having it on, keeping it all for yourself. Now, is that altruism? And can we ever be fully altruistic while we've got an ego? I don't know, that's another debate for another time. Anyway, I'm going to go and get dressed this morning, and I'm not going to take you up that path with me because it's deadly. It's absolutely deadly. And I'm not looking forward to the walk back up there, to be honest. I've actually thought about going 3/4 of a mile that way up into Castlebank Park, walk all the way back to where my car's parked, because it's treacherous. It's absolutely treacherous, the path back up there. Right, okay, so, plugging. Next Friday at 7:30, myself and APL Retreats, my associates and great friends, we're going to be talking about my experience of psychotherapy with working with ayahuasca dimethyltryptamine and the success that we're having with that, because lots of people have asked me, and yeah, I'm going to be honest, it's been a bit of a stretch. I've actually kept that part of my work very secret for the last few years, not because I've got any judgment in it, but because I know of people's judgment of it, and that's not my fault that they're not educated. So therefore, if they want to look at it through their narrow lens, then that's okay, as I used to as well. I used to look at it through a very narrow lens. So we've got that going on next Friday at 7:30 p.m. It would be great if you could tune in and listen to that. That would be fantastic. But at 10 o'clock this morning, which is 40 minutes from now, I am going to be going live with a dear friend and work colleague, Anne Hughes, just talking about current affairs and perhaps the realisations that she's had working this week on a programme that she's been doing as well. So I'm excited about that. 40 minutes. So I'm going to get ready. I'm going to get up the road. I went into the garage and I got a